There is a video that came out. It's titled, Here's Why Some Content Creators are quitting 14 and never coming back. So I need to see what exactly he's gonna say, and if it aligns with what I have found in my foundings as a content creator as well, then I'll you know, I'll talk about it. I didn't meet Arthur's, but we've been interacting on Twitter a little bit. He's a pretty cool guy.
When you guys asked the question earlier, right? Is the 14 community blah 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 like that? You see, for Asmund, somebody who played WoW his whole life, somebody who have seen it or even done it, never shy of static conspiracy and controversy. Even he come into the game and within 3 months he sees what he sees and he backed the fuck out. That tells you everything you need to know about the 14 community. I am serious. I am not
What?
On my
Is he saying that like Asmund quit because in his short months of playing, he saw all the bad of the 14 community already? Is that true? I thought he just quit because I'm pretty sure around that time, didn't like Asmund had like some family business that happened that he had to go take care of? That and people telling him what to do to have fun. That's true. That's true. I can see that.
The FF14 community cycle of
he
life.
has a
Step
chart.
one, always welcome
The streamer?
at the beginning.
The streamer?
Step number
I don't
2,
know who that
going
is.
out of their way because they are just so damn bored to help you, to welcome you,
That's
and
true.
to make you feel as
That's
like
true.
one of them, and do anything they can to make
It's a lot for
you
step 2, but he's
feel
not
good.
wrong.
This includes some really dumb parade. Guard of Honor number 3 wants to join your party and help you clear everything. Number 4, clear most EX trials and then Savage for you. Now this is where the line gets drawn. You are a problem in their community and wants you to quit.
Start telling you that they're
their
a
game.
problem
This
in
is
the
the cycle of life. And then after that, step number 8, Strummer or newcomer is now enraged and quit the game. Never wanna do it. Yes, Strummer, when you coming back to play FF14, this is the Final Fantasy 14 community. Accurate, right? This is where the wizard is right now.
Who is the wizard? I've never heard of this wizard person. He's not talking about like Hogwarts, right? He's talking about something else. What does that say? Fury?
This is where the wizard is right now. This is
What does that say? Wait,
where
what?
Asmongold is.
Asmongold.
Now this is where Rich is.
He did not just say.
Never seen yet in 2023. Now
That was bad.
Yeah.
So this guy, this guy is caught up in the game, right? He played Lost Ark and quit. Okay, so this guy is caught up and now he's playing 14 and he's like did the MSQ. Is that what he's saying?
Game, that's fine. If you want to continue into this game, you need to be very, very careful. Because this next step you take is gonna be whether you will continue to play 14 or you will not. It has nothing to do with how good this game is. If you have done this part so far with the help of the community, and if this is gonna be the reason why you are gonna choose to proceed forward, then you need to be very careful. If you have done this yourself, that's fine. You don't owe the community anything. Your community don't feel like you wasted their time, or this player doesn't feel like you are betraying them. Fine. But if you have been doing this so far based on them, then you better be careful what you do next. Because let me tell you, what's next after Savage? We all know what's after Savage. After you do Savage, what's next? That is where you cross the line. That is where they're gonna start on you. Who are you getting to do the Savage? Are those people that help you along the way gonna do it with you? Or are you gonna omit them because they ain't good enough? This is where it begins. Honestly, this is a bit of a cap. You have got example for Preach who have a completely healthy relationship with the community because they never try to treat it like it's the one and only game. No, because Preach have not crossed this line. Preach is here. Preach stays here. Preach is...
Okay, so if I get this right, Arthur's is saying that pretty much once you cross over this line, your viewers start to hate you. Is that what I'm getting at here? Like, if you start doing harder content, your viewers will hate you, essentially. Yup. I think so. Sometimes? What's the sometimes? I need a clarification. I want to make sure I get his point right.
Very happy and content to be on the red line. Asmund passed the red line. Preach knows. Preach is not dumb. Why do you guys think Preach grew hair again? Why do you think Asmon is balding? Because Asmon crossed the line. Why do you think Preach is growing hair? Because Preach knows, and Preach is very happy staying on this line. Preach haven't reached the point where the community is turning his back on him yet.
Only if they helped you carry through the rest of the game. People hate Rich and he became Triple Legends.
It's smart.
Let me get this straight. He's saying that if you cross this path, if you cross this little red line, your viewers will start to hate you essentially. Okay, so at first they're welcoming, go out of the way to help you. They join your party, AX. The newcomer has decided to go above beyond to do the destiny. They watch you nitpick, join statics, tackle hard content they cannot do, they get mad. This is kind of true. I actually don't doubt that. Start calling you for being carried. That's true. Some people do that. Start telling you that you're a problem in the community. That doesn't happen to everybody though, yeah? You've already crossed this line, Ko? The thing is, I've crossed this line. And I still play the game. I don't like play as much as I used to at the moment because the game is currently in a lull. The streamer's now enraged and they quit the game, never want to play. So I want to point out his title of the video is once again it is what is it? Why some creators quit 14. I like how he had some. I want to say here's the thing. I think a majority of creators quit the game once you beat the MSQ. That is the tipping point of viewership because the casual audience likes to watch you pretty much like do the MSQ, right? And if you get past that point and you like are finished and caught up, like anything past the main MSQ, not the post patches, I think because the post patches don't really get that many views, but the main MSQ, the 5.0, 6.0, those are like the big views, and that's why creators quit after, because once you finish that point, everything else after people don't really typically want to watch. Yeah, Zeppela's point makes sense as to why streamers quit. They run an account into the stream. That is exactly. The Zeppela reacted to us. I think I saw a video on that or something. I feel like this is the issue with most MMOs. MMOs aren't best for stream for longevity. There's only so much that you can do, unlike MOBAs or FPS games. I agree with that. So that's the biggest thing. I think a lot of people, like, the reason why I'm not streaming as much 14, or like, I still make 14 videos just to make the funny stuff. And this is something a lot of like mutuals of mine have been talking about. This because there's just nothing to do in 14, right? And people are just sitting here like, oh my god, like, what's the point of doing 14 content if there's nothing to do, like, to, you know, make content of? If you guys were watching Lucy Pyre last year, she was making a shitload of content last year, despite 14 being in like, its dead period, you know? I think the reason why a lot of people are quitting the game is because simply there's just no content in their eyes that they could do, and they don't know what to do about it. I hate to break it to a lot of people, but watching raid content is boring. It's so boring. Look, if it's like week 1 prog, if it's like week 1 prog, a new content has just dropped, people are gonna tune in and watch because no one knows what the heck's gonna happen, you know? But if you're like, let's say it's during this dead period now, somebody just decides they want to run T, people are going to tune in for like the first day of you watching T, and after that, if you're not making significant progress, people are going to tune out, and that's just a fact. I think that's the truth. That's why people, that's the reason, like, this is why I think people truly quit 14. This is why people truly quit 14. Because when they're doing MSQ, they're getting a lot of views, they're getting a lot of people watching them, right? And then when they hit that peak and the views just drop off when you get caught up on MSQ, right? That's when people struggle to figure out what the heck do they do next. And then a lot of creators that I've seen and follow and like analyze and watch their, you know, analytics, because I like watching the analytics. I'm a numbers kind of person. Like, what I've noticed that once they hit that peak, they struggle to figure out what to do next, because once again, there's no content, right? They don't know how to like think off the top of their feet. Xenos and Arthurs, the reason why they can make streaming work is because these guys have personality. They're actually really entertaining when they do this stuff, and it's actually really great for them to like raid, but also be really entertaining. It's something that a lot of people cannot do, unfortunately. It's a very hard skill. I'm not saying that people like are boring or something. It's just more of just like these guys have mastered the technique of raiding while also being entertaining. It's for new coming streamers who rely on the community through the MSQ, but they yet to establish a 14 community with their in the streaming circle. Making community by themselves after that is very thin ice as they walk on. That's what I'm saying. So that's just like the general thing. I dealt with that. Once I beat the MSQ a few times, I lost viewership. And you just gotta make content and just grow after that, you know? More collabs with 14 streamers would be great for content. That's what I'm saying. So people want to make the argument that, like, you know, 14 at the moment, there's no content to do, right? Like, what do? There's nothing to do. It's like, you gotta make your own content. You gotta come up with ideas. You gotta collab with other streamers and make good content out of it. That is the MSQ trap. Once you, like, finish the MSQ, people are gonna dip out. And that's just the fact of life. People like watching you react to the story, and once you're done, they move on. It's the big event, and that's like something that like a lot of big streamers and like I you know, Ludwig and stuff like talk about. And when it comes to growing on Twitch and everything, it's like you need to come up with big events for your stream to get people to come in and watch your streams. The MSQs are a big event, and if you're streaming daily roulettes, not doing anything too exciting, giving your audience a reason to come through and watch you, then it's like hard to keep that viewership consistent, pretty much. So that's my message to all the new streamers who want to come in and like try to like, if they think that 14 that you're gonna have consistent viewership from like people after you beat the story. No, that's not gonna happen. You have to like love this game enough where you're making content consistently, like basically like I said earlier, like Lucy Pyre was making content like consistently. She's already beat the MSQ, but she was making videos every single week, funny videos, and getting people to come back every single time. If you just do the MSQ and just like start doing like these daily roulette streams, it's just people aren't gonna stop by and watch. I think that's just the fact. Is that wrong? Is that wrong for me to say? That's just I think that's why streamers need to be careful when they come into this game. They think that like, oh man, like the 14 audience love me, and it's like, no, they're here to see your reaction, and then they dip out. Unless you're super captivative and you keep them in after, that's great. For the most part, it doesn't really happen too much. You gotta do what these guys do. Arthur's and Xenos raid, and they are really entertaining. And that's what makes them work, and that's why they have really good viewership after events. A lot of creators I know, they will delay the MSQ because they're scared of the inevitability of the end when they lose all the viewership. I think you gotta like rip off that band-aid and get over with. The sooner you do that, the sooner you can move on and start figuring out what to do next. It's like when you beat the MSQ of 14, it's the equivalent to beating a single-player game on stream. Like, do you go back and replay certain parts of that like game afterwards? No, you gotta just move on, you know? Or innovate, or think of something else after. Arthur's just funny. He is funny, yeah. He's got some funny chops to him. Funny chops, yeah. Xenos' novelty is being Angry Baldo. Yeah, what's my novelty, guys? Well, I'm curious. The thing is, the creators are... You have to be really innovative as a creator. Like, RuneScape has existed for, like, ever, right? Check this shit out. Look at this. RuneScape has way more views than 14 at the moment. Even, and WoW does too. And I like to think it's because they have like creators who are well known and they're just fun to watch. Like if I pop in the RuneScape right now, I know this guy, Otoblock. This guy is basically like the equivalent of like, you could say like he's like Xenos or something. He's kind of like the Xenos, like he's like the big man of like OSRS like content. This game has existed for like ever, but yet people find ways to make content off this game, and like it's booming. It's killing the game right now compared to 14. That's crazy. RuneScape is this popular. It's super popular. If you check out Otoblock's channel on YouTube, this guy has a YouTube channel. He's funny. He's great. He's like entertaining to watch. I watch some of his stuff. He does a lot of PvP shit. I don't like PvP, but I like watching him PvP because he's really good. To be fair, Xeno, Arthur's, and Zephyr are streaming right now. When they're streaming, they get 10 to 12k. True, but I was watching earlier the category, and like RuneScape had more views. Like, if you track it, let's see it. So let's do it in the last 7 days. That'll be easy to see. Hours watched, 2 million, and I'm pretty sure RuneScape has no big updates right now, right? RuneScape is in a pretty, like, they're just waiting for the next update, right? This has almost 2 million views, 1.7 million, average viewership is 10k, 160 channels, blah, 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 right? Final Fantasy, let's see how many people are playing Final Fantasy. Not even close. We're eclipsed in the last 7 days. We're not even close to, like, old school RuneScape. Not even close. Look at all that red. Oh yeah, it's bad. It's bad. RuneScape in the last 7 days? For a game that's existed for like more than 20 years or something? This game is doing really well. 14? Yeah. We're working on it. What I'm getting at is simply the onus is on creators, dude. But yeah, long story short, 14 is lacking creators, but it's creators' job to keep the viewers interested. I agree, yeah. Here's the thing, like I said before, Arthur's has an established audience of people who like watching him raid, right? Problem is that, like, if your audience is not really used to you raiding, and you're not a raid streamer, and your audience is more casual, people are not gonna watch that, because people want to watch you do fun things. But what he says here is not wrong. I think people do get the two bottom ones of people telling them to quit and they get bullied. That happens for sure. I'm not trying to say that doesn't happen, but I'm saying I think a majority of why creators quit is because it's just simply viewership is a driving factor. factor. It's a driving factor. Once again, it just comes down to people just, they came to you for a one reason, and when you're streaming a different, it's the same thing as if you stream, let's say I stream 14, right? And then I suddenly decide to go, guys, I'm gonna stream Minesweeper content. And don't even bullshit me. Don't go like, oh my god, Ko, I watch you play Minesweeper. No, you guys would be like, you guys wouldn't watch that. You guys wouldn't watch that. That was a long react. I don't know why I kept going back. Dude, I love this. I love talking about content a lot.